And now, here to present Arnold Fisher with the 2008 IAVA Civilian Service Award is General Peter Chiarelli.
I think we should all give Paul and this great organization another big hand for all they do for veterans. And Paul, thank you for having Cameron back in Los Angeles and having Henry here. And I want to thank you, Henry. And I'm sorry to say that I haven't listened to a lot of your music.
I haven't listened to a lot of yours either.
Hey, listen now, Henry. I mean, the early Black Flag albums were great, but you lost me with the spoken word material. Guess I'm just more of a traditional hardcore punk, thrash metal kind of guy. You know, Henry Rollins and I sharing the same stage tonight is a testament to the greatness of our country. That two people from two such different worlds are here together to celebrate the great servicemen and women of this country. It's a good thing. And it's a reminder that no matter how different any of our day-to-day lives are, we all face the same challenges as a country. This weekend, my wife Beth and I visited Ground Zero with 28 wounded warriors and their families. It was an emotional visit. I'd never been there before. On 9/11, I was inside the Pentagon, working at the Army Operations Center, not far from the south side of the Pentagon, where Flight 77 struck the building. The world changed for us that day, but not just for those of us in the building or in New York. All of our worlds changed. Little did we know that 7 years later we would have deployed more than 1.7 million soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, and Marines to Afghanistan and Iraq. Little did we know that more than 650,000 of those would have served 2 or more tours. Little did we know that more than 4,800 would make the ultimate sacrifice. Little did we know that more than 31,000 would come back with physical and mental scars, many disabling in nature, and that those numbers would continue to grow. I've had the fortune to spend 2 tours in Iraq with these great men and women. To me, this has become a personal affair. Advances at the cutting edge of technology are bringing more of our wounded home. Yet the signature nature of the wounds is pushing us into undiscovered areas. Traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress disorder are but 2. As Secretary Gates stated earlier this month, after the war itself, we have no higher priority than caring properly for our wounded, for the men and women that are fighting for all of us. In addition, I have to add that it is a duty to care for those military families as well. They bear the brunt of deployment after deployment. They put their lives on hold as their loved ones deploy again and again. They must live with the burdens of this war. We owe them a tremendous gesture of gratitude. All of this brings me to Mr. Arnold Fisher, a man who has always understood the personal nature of war and service. It is Mr. Fisher and his foundation who have shown America's servicemen, women, and families tremendous philanthropic graciousness throughout the years. Almost all of today's soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, and Marines have only known a military world where a Fisher House existed. It is Mr. Fisher who led the effort to establish the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. It is Mr. Fisher who used this fund to create the state-of-the-art Physical Rehabilitation Center, the Center for the Intrepid, at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas. A simply amazing place. I ask everyone that I meet that if you ever get to San Antonio, take the time to go to the Center for Intrepid. And I will take you out for the best dinner in the world if you can leave there without shedding a tear. And it is Mr. Fisher who is working for another Center for Excellence, this time near Bethesda, and this time focused on post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury. A center that would help our servicemen and women recover from the unseen effects of war. Sir, your example is an inspiration to all of us and is showing others the way to serve. Your generosity is creating an army of Arnold Fishers, folks like Ron Katz, who are helping our young burned soldiers who need facial reconstruction. And I know that he's doing what he's doing because you told him about the burn center. And I think you even shoved him over there to take a look at it one day when he was out to see the Center for the Intrepid. I can't thank you enough for all that you've done. But please, before I bring Mr. Fisher up here, let's take a look at the screen.